Depends on
All
what.
right, we're in the middle of this like room with servants running around. The servants are going to talk. How good are you at intimidation?
Um, I mean, I'll just try to quickly deceive them. Is like, we're looking for the intruders. Have you seen them?
And
Basically.
I'll assist.
Okay.
Giant.
So how are you assisting then with that deception? What are you adding to this to assist him?
I'm also speaking in giant to them, since they're giants. They're the servants of giants.
I can help since I have giant language. Because to make it more convincing that there's actually more than just one of us that speaks giant.
Okay, yeah. But like you have to, in order to assist in like a talking thing, you do have to like add something. You have to like contribute somehow. You can't just be like, I help.
Oh, I'll help by walking through the crowd and like acting like doing like the perform part of it, like acting around, grabbing people and like turning around, looking at them, inspecting things, like trying to get up in person and like look like we're actually looking for somebody.
Okay, yeah.
And I am in a butler outfit right now.
I will definitely say that a tattered and bloodstained butler outfit. But yeah, I will say that is enough to give Alquil advantage on the like deception to try to trick these servants into looking the other way.
11.
All right.
That's a
So
success.
as you're like doing that, the servants are like a bit confused. Obviously, like the giants don't have like security like you guys, and they look a bit like confused at this. And you notice like one of them just like shouts out like, "They're over here!"
Can I cast whole person?
So I mean, you could, but it's not gonna stop. There's multiple people here.
Yeah, we failed. Let's move
yeah.
on.
So this is a failure. So basically, what happens is they shout an alarm, and you hear the footsteps like running towards you. As like, giants begin to come towards your position. You quickly like dart out of this room, hearing them coming. However, they are aware of where you are. So you have one failure going forward, and you are up to 2 successes. So, Alexei.
Yes. Investigation to try and like find the quickest and easiest way out.
Okay. So you like basically are like trying to like put together clues about the layout of this place and think maybe there's like a passage here that'll be quicker. Yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Raw!
So being a noble yourself, you are well aware of the way that nobles like to construct their houses with sort of passages, like hidden passages and stuff to allow them to move through it quicker. And using that sort of innate knowledge as well as clues in the environment, you surmise that there is there's some sort of like passageway you might take, and in fact, you do manage to find one, a passageway that kind of like leads past some of the patrols of guards down like a more hidden route, and you manage to like bypass some of the guards and actually like throw them off your trail a little bit. So it seems you've bought yourself some time. And now we are back. That is your 3rd success. You need 3 more, and you're at 1 failure. And now we're back to like open. Anybody can try to contribute to the next check. However, you cannot use the same skill that you've already used.
Even one that I personally have used.
So you cannot use the same skill you have used.
Okay.
You can use a skill that somebody else has used as long as it's not the same skill that somebody just used.
Okay, so
you can use anything but stealth or investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use a spell or ability that you think would apply to the situation of getting you out of here.
I mean, I'm sure there's a point where we might have ran into a. Could I try to deceive anyone that we run into? Tell them that like I walk around a corner probably a little bit before somebody, and like I see somebody, tells them to stop, and then just kind of like deceive the guys that we like ran into that they're like no, they're around there, or they're back at the throne room.
Okay. I'll say you probably can, although you would be at disadvantage given the fact that you don't speak the same language.
Can I help since I speak giant?
I mean, it's not really like even if you like
No.
help to like speak giant because he's like making this effort to like throw them off, but like speaking in
Yeah.
common, it's not really gonna help in this situation. I'll say like rather than being disadvantaged, it's just going to be like a higher DC to like try to succeed on that.
I do have a +8, guys. What do y'all think?
Go for it, boy.
Go for it.
Yes.
Should I drop inspiration on it?
Up
Do
to you.
it. We need to get the fuck out of here.
We do. I'll drop inspiration, Brad,
Okay.
Hmm.
just so I can get advantage on this, so we can get out of here. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, really shittily.
You step out and begin like shouting like no, they're over that way at some of the guards that are like looking around. And they like turn to you and you hear them shout again like you don't understand what they're saying, just this guttural language. And they say there they are after them.
Guys, it worked.
How many are they?
So there's like a couple of giants that basically like are alerted. Begin like running your direction.
Can I use my next to cast hold person at
Um,
3rd level to hold them?
Hold person only works on humanoids.
Oh, right.
So they are giants. It will not affect them. So you are three successes and 2 failures. So it's a close one. I guess between Thor, Morton, and James. You see these like giants kind of like coming your way after Lucas.
How many
kind of, like,
successes do we
alerted
need?
them. You need 6.
6.
They're almost like catching up to us. I
Yeah, so
already
they've
gave.
been like alerted. They're at the other end of the hallway, but they've been like alerted. Like as soon as Lucas realized he like fucked up, he darted around like and started moving the other direction. But now they're like chasing after you because they're aware of your location.
Can I use my perception to listen while running to see where other people are so we can avoid more people?
Yeah, I mean you can certainly like try to like keep an ear out up ahead so you can like avoid any further patrols. Go ahead and make a perception check. All right. Yeah. So you managed to keep your keen ears on the lookout, and indeed you hear like a group of soldiers, kind of like their feet stomping on the ground ahead of you, and you stop everyone, duck into a side room, and the guards that were actually chasing you kind of like run past your position as you kind of like duck to the side and meet up with the other guards, and they begin discussing and then like break off, and it seems like they've lost your trail for now.
Nice.
I want to point out that I feel like dropping spells now might be like a good way to do this, because
Yeah,
that
the thing-
like drops
I want
the risk
to.
of failure.
I want
Yeah,
to,
you're trying.
but I don't have spells I can use for this.
I'm just saying for Alexei.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So Thor and James.
I
What's up,
will.
mate?
If we meet anyone, like if we, as we're running, like come across anyone, let me just double check that this works. The foe has to be. So there's nothing about this. Okay. Well, if we meet anyone that we come across, like as we're running, like as a solo guard or something, I'm just going to try to use my channel divinity, nature's wrath, on them to like, bind them up essentially.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think like you guys like wait for the guards to disperse after having successfully evaded them here, and you're moving down the hall when you can see like the guards like split off. There's like one directly ahead of you in a way that you kind of like know leads back out. You could definitely like use your channel divinity here to like call upon your god's power to like restrain them long enough for you to run past. Obviously,
I'll do
they'll
that.
like be aware of your position, but you can manage to like hold them off. And so yeah, you do that. You expend your channel divinity to like entangle them, and they're a bit confused. Like they're not really sure where it came from. All of a sudden, like plants begin to grow out from the vases, like the flowers that are nearby, and like attack them. And they're like, "What?" And they're kind of like distracted by this as you like run past them through like an open door. And you are now at fully loaded bases 5 and 2. One more success or one more failure, and it all comes down to James.
And
James.
this is why I did it now, because I have this advantage. We don't want it to rely on
Okay.
me.
Remember, spell
Thanks.
slots, automatic success if it's
So
applicable.
you are close. So you can feel like you are
Could I
so close to finding a spot where you can summon the eagles and just get the fuck out of here.
use a 3rd level invisibility? So like me and Lucas could scout
Escape
ahead.
without everyone else.
No, like
Uh,
scout
Rod.
ahead in front of everyone else.
So 3rd level invisibility would actually get 3 people. No, invisibility is
No,
2nd level, isn't it?
Invisibility is
It's
2nd level, so
2 people, yes. Yeah, so you can like use this invisibility spell to like shroud yourself, so you can like scout ahead and make sure the way is clear up ahead. Definitely.
Okay. Well, I'll do that then, and that's my last 3rd level spell slot, guys.
All right, so you expend that spell slot so you guys can stealthily and invisibly scout up ahead and lead the other party through the rest of the danger. And indeed, you guys managed to make it up and out out into the open area. You're sort of atop like a tower of the manor house at this point. And you can see the clear open skies above you. The storm's still like raging from these giants. Yeah, so you are now like out in the open. There is no sign of like patrols anywhere around you. It seems like you've thrown off your pursuers. At this point, Alquil, I assume you sort of like hold up the torch and like strike it.
well,
red-
Lucas has it. I
Oh
gave
yeah,
it to him.
Lucas has it because you gave it to him.
I hold up the torch and strike it.
Yeah, you
I-
hold
I
up the.
have- I have a feeling it's gonna be like Transformers when you see him come running and just.
Yeah, so you do like a weird power slide for some reason as you strike the torch, and there's this bright flash of red light that begins to emit from it, and you all hear the like "Caw, caw," as the eagles like descend down, like dive bombing through the storm, sweeping down to land at your position, basically just like beckoning you to like quickly like climb on them. And you like scramble up to the eagles, begin flying away. As you do, you can hear the shouting. You can still hear the alarm sounding in the background from this manor. Everything is in disarray. You can see guards running along the walls, and I think like as you guys are like fleeing, you can hear like the sounds like of like ballista bolts being like fired in your direction, but obviously like nowhere near you. The eagles dodging out of the way, and you eventually escape out of sight of this castle, having been moderately successful in your adventure.
I think we came out on top, guys.
Alexei turns. It's like, did we make it out okay then? Is that it? Did we win?
Let's celebrate our victory. Let's celebrate our victory when we get down.
Well,
Yeah,
Alexei,
so-
Alexei looks at you. Who are you?
No time to explain yet.
He's the safety net.
He's Sirac Thunderbird.
I saved your asses that last fight, didn't I?
Yeah, so you guys all like fly quickly through the storm as fast as the eagles will go, and eventually, after a few hours of travel, you feel you're far enough away from the castle that they've given up pursuit at this point in time. And I will say it's basically you guys went like kind of like first thing in the morning, so it's like probably like late in the evening at this point. By the time you have like actually escaped from this castle. And you find a place to like land in the mountains, to like camp yourselves out and just collapse in a pile after everything.
Okay, can I yeah, I'm just doing this out of I need everyone to get back on their feet, so I'm gonna cast Beacon and then cast Prayer of Healing and just heal everyone up. And so everyone gets what is it?
It's
8, 16, 25.
16, yeah, 16 plus 5 plus the 2 plus 2.
Plus 4. Yeah.
Put
So
myself
25,
like a fool.
Yeah, everyone gets 25 health.
Guys, I think we've earned our rest. What do you all think?
I start looking through the count. Like I'm a dwarf, you know, they're greedy, so I
Yeah.
start counting the coins I found and shit.
Okay. Let's see.
Since
so you
I'm
just
full
you
health
just
and
dragged
everything.
it through the chest at random. So let me just see here.
Yeah.
We'll say you managed to get. Roll 3D 100 for me.
3D 100.
Okay, so you got 167 coins total.
And they're all copper.
They're all copper.
Yeah. Yoo-hoo!
Okay. Roll a d20.
Just roll D20.
Okay, that's high. So I will say that out of those 167 coins, you mostly got higher value coins. We'll say 27 copper.
That
27
could have been
copper.
worse.
Does that leave us? That puts us at what? 140.
Yep.
30 silver.
Okay, 30 silver.
So that puts us at 110. 70 gold.
70 gold. Ooh, that's pretty nice.
So that would be 40 left over, and 40 platinum.
Woohoo! 70 gold. So that's 150 now. Whew. So the fan, they're probably resting. So I'm just looking over the items I found. The fan, for example.
It is definitely magical. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
guys want to take a rest here to like identify what you've found.
I think
Yeah.
everyone wants to
certainly can.
rest, so I'm just identifying things.
I'm gonna investigate the orb rods, the thing we came from.
That was what I was gonna do as well.
What?
I'm
I'm checking the
interested because
fan.
it's all
So-
dragony.
Yeah, you guys can take a short rest or whatever you want to do. And I will say that the rod, upon further investigation, although it is intricately carved and seems to have some sort of like mechanism to it as you're like tinkering, there seems to be like if parts of it can like move and twist in some ways. There's nothing magical about it. And you can't like discern any sort of like magical properties or attune to it or anything. The fan.
If they ask, can I help out later? Because since of my swim mythy and my door thing, to see if I can understand it.
Yeah. You could probably help
But first check the fan.
out. Yes, the fan is magical. It is a giant size. As you're like looking over it and attuning it to it, you notice basically at the end of the hour, the fan that was once giant shrinks down, so it's now like basically like it's still like large, but you can like hold it pretty easily. It is a wind fan. Basically, while holding the fan, you can use an action and use it to cast a gust of wind spell from it. You can continue to use it more than once, but every time you do, there's a chance that it tears itself apart.
Okay. Fair enough. Wind fan.
Yes, and it's in the compendium, so you can kind of drag it out if you want.
Yeah, I
Um,
was thinking.
And obviously you got your art objects. I think that was it. I think that's all you grabbed.
Yeah, the three.
Yeah, and Gregnor's axe. That's the only thing
Yep.
I got.
Oh, that's
Greknar's
right.
axe.
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah, appraising the art objects you got. Obviously, like you're not a master. They're probably somewhere in the vein of based on like the size and the quality of them. They could be anywhere from like 500 to like 1,500 gold in value.
Okay.
You would have to like take them to a shop or whatever, or a collector to get them appraised.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little bit short, but I think this is probably like a pretty good stopping point.
Yeah, it's the best
Yeah.
chance we'll have.
As
Did we get XP?
as far as things go. And I will say at the end of all this, for all of your trials and tribulations in the Sky Castle here, retrieving the rod and all that, you all receive 3,000 experience points.
What were we on, by the way?
I believe 20,000 something. give
So
or
we're
take,
on 23,000.
basically.
We leveled.
So we leveled up.
How much did you say?
We got 3,000 experience.
3,000 experience.
You should all basically be like right at the pinnacle of level 7.
I mean, 2300 is the.
Yeah, 23,000 is level 7.
According
Can
to
we
my
level up now, or
calculations.
do you need long rest?
I mean, you can go through the process of leveling. You'll need a long rest before you get all your abilities, but you're not gonna like. That's it. The adventure's over. It's basically just traveling back to the port.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go ahead and update all your things. We are going to call it here for today, and then we will meet up next week as you guys begin traveling back. I guess somehow Alexei doesn't have enough to level up. It's weird. All right, maybe you didn't get something at one point. 'Cause you
Yeah.
weren't here.
I will follow. I will follow Thor's.
Yeah, I thought Thor's as well.
I had
gave-
10 more experience than everyone else.
Yeah, I gave him 10 extra experience than everyone else, but everyone else.
I got
was
10 extra as well.
Yeah.
I killed a
Thor-
harpy.
Thor is a
Mm,
Nazi when it comes to stuff like that. So
I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe I was absent for a session or something.
probably
You know.
never.
Okay,
But-
say it isn't so, James.
Anyway, so
Level
yeah,
up,
we will
guys.
pick
Woo.
up next time as you guys head back towards Everlyn to report to Crowan Valharo and gain access to the teleportation network of the Harpers.
All it took was Nibby's life.
And Grekners.
And Gregors. Well, I mean, you have Nibby's body, so presumably, if he's willing to come back,
Yeah.
you could find the person to do so.
It's
Actually,
only 500 gold.
I think maybe I can.
So I get 7 extra hit points.
Nope, that's next level. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
That's 5th level.
What is it? D8 plus 2,
But yeah,
9. Guys, I'm at an even 50 HP.
I'm at 55.
All right, and I guess who does not have inspiration right now and knows they
I
will
don't.
be here next
I don't.
week?
I will be here, and I don't.
I should be here. I don't think there's anything that should say that I wouldn't be here tomorrow, the next week.
I guess roll a d20, the two of you.
I will let Thor have it.
Okay,
more,
Thor,
no more.
you are in charge of the recap next week.
Nice.
Right, and we will see you then. Till then, signing off.
Bye bye.